Mwanga got confused with the prayer called Our Father, the Lord's Prayer, because in that prayer there is a quote saying, "Thy kingdom come." When he heard that, he thought the missionaries were bringing another king called Jesus Christ to overtake his kingdom. So when his own people joined Christianity and reciting that prayer, he killed them because he thought they were also inviting another king to come and take over his kingdom, that king called Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And they have a special place for them, right?
Yes, in Namugongo.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where some were actually killed from.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a very special religious place for Ugandans and for the entire Christianity world.
These 32 children or 32 members of Christianity?
There were roughly 36. Yeah, there were roughly
These children or like?
Yes, they were youth. Because the eldest was roughly 40 years. They were not so old.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the youngest was, she's 16? Roughly 15 years.
Yeah, what I read was like children has been killed, like 32 children been killed.
They were youth. Because they were in 20s, 25, 21, 18. Yeah, they were very young.
And they have a special place for them.
Yes, they have a special place, and every 3rd of June, people go there
and
pray. Yeah, and it's also a church. People go there on Sundays to worship and pray. Yeah, so it's a very good religious tourism attraction place as well.
And the people walk miles and miles to go.
Yeah, people come from Kenya, Rwanda, moving.
I heard about that.
Yes, to that place. Yes.
Is it far from Kampala? Outside Kampala?
It's not far away. Roughly, I think roughly 20 kilometers.
20. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And that was the first modern palace in our country, Uganda.
Wow. Okay.
Though he only stayed here until 1939, that's when he died of diabetes at the age of 43. Then we had his 15-year-old son coming in as king, and this one was called Sir Edward Mutesa II. In 1962, when Uganda gained independence, Sir Edward became the first ever president of Uganda. He was both king and president at the same time, though ceremonial. And in 1966, he got some political misunderstanding with his prime minister, Dr. Milton Obote, who sent soldiers here, led by the army commander Idi Amin, intentionally to kill our king. But fortunately, our king escaped, ran into exile in England. Then this palace was captured and turned into an army barracks. 3 years after, in 1969, our king was attacked while in London, then poisoned to death by Obote's spies. And after killing him there, Obote refused to bring back his body to be officially buried at Kasuli Tombs, where we bury our kings. So his body was brought back in 1971, and the person who brought back the body was Idi Amin, who had just overthrown Obote from leadership. He was doing this to win back the hearts of the people, his former enemies. And they really loved him so much in the beginning, until when he showed his true colors, becoming a dictator. And in that he killed over 500,000 people in Uganda, and these were all innocent political oppositions.
500,000?
Yes.
For how many, within how many years?
Roughly 8 years, in 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And in here, ladies were brought, raped, then killed by Amin and his soldiers. And the men were killed from the torture chambers, where we shall be going as we go on in the tour.
Wow.
The kingdom on the other side with the palace of the kingdom. And this road has two roundabouts. The first one is this one. Only our king passes through in the middle. That's why you see the 4 bricks. The second one is in the middle of the road. And then on the sides, there are 56 trees and statues, which represent the 56 clans we have in Uganda.
By Gaddafi?
Yes.
To fight who?
To fight Obote, who was in Tanzania, who was helped by the British to push out Amin.
Okay.
Yes, please. So it's just for the memory. He was one of the richest people in Africa in the 1950s. But most of the cars were stolen away, the gold, the ivory, and the buildings were all burnt down. So this is trash, was just to remember how rich he was. Yeah. Just for the memory. That's a very big, huge car.
How did the plan of making it again?
Yeah, there's a groceries in there that they don't work on, but this will also be worked on.
What's the best local food in Uganda?
Sorry?
What is one of the common local food in
I
Uganda?
would recommend you eat our traditional food, which is the luombo.
Luombo.
Yes.
Luombo is a meat with
In the banana leaves?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. It's
what is the best place to eat that luombo?
I think the place is called 2K.
2K?
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Okay, 2K. Okay, good. All right.
2K has, they prepare it very, very well.
Perfect. Good.
You have the good name of the brand.
Good, good.
So these plantations,
Okay.
these are all for the soldiers.
For the soldiers?
Yes,
Okay. And now we are going to the torture chamber.
Yes, that's
And
right.
it was built by Idi Amin.
Yes, by Idi Amin.
I watched that movie about Idi Amin. What do you
last
think
one.
about that movie?
Yes, well, there is a movie, Last King of Scotland, and
Yes.
then there is Rise and Fall,
Yes.
and then there is a documentary. Have you watched the documentary?
No, no. I watched the two of them actually.
Okay, so those are the movies. But
Yes,
then the
the mo-
documentary is Idi Amin himself. You know,
Yeah.
Idi Amin wanted so much the video coverages to show the world whom he was.
Yes.
So that documentary is roughly 2 hours,
Yeah.
but it shows Amin's life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you may want it. We have it here in
Oh,
case you
not
want
really,
it.
but
Yeah.
I mean, like, how do you think? What do you think about the movie? Is it the real?
The movie is not accurate. There is a lot
exaggerated a little
missing.
bit, right?
Yeah, there is a lot missing.
Yeah. So it was constructed by Israelis for Idi Amin.
Yes, so Idi Amin hired them to build him an armory,
Yes.
but he finally turned it into the torture chamber.
And he just bring people and he killed them.
And they tortured, got the information from them, then they were killed in there. So there is no way he would move out alive from this place. That's bad history.
They say, welcome to Idi Amin Armory that was constructed by the Israelis in the early 1970s, but later turned into the torture chamber where thousands of Ugandan lost their lives. Is there any famous people who've been killed by Idi Amin in here? Is there any famous
Actually,
people?
there was one British journalist,
Yeah.
he was called Dick Johnson. Yeah. And then these other people were lawyers, priests, yeah, those strong people. And then radio stationers, as long as they said anything opposing his rule, he'd end up dead.
In the torture chamber, guys. Oh.
Okay, so in 1971, Idi Amin hired Israelis to build him an armory where he would keep his fighting weapons.
Okay.
And this is what they built under the ground. He only used it for 8 months. That's when he had rumors that his former boss Obote was in Tanzania planning to come and attack Uganda. So he had to move out all the weapons and turn it into the torture chamber. That's when he got people from Kampala city, and these were Obote's men and other political oppositions. On getting them from Kampala, they were always blindfolded, then thrown in the back of the truck, then driven around Kampala for several hours, so they wouldn't know where they were being taken. But finally, they would end up in here, within the city. And on reaching here, you see this black line down here? That was the level of water in this place. And then you see this black cable right here on the wall? That was an electricity switch. That one there. Yes. So you bring the victims, place them right in the water, and put on the electricity. So he would electrocute them and get the information he wanted. It was on and off as he's questioning them. And after he had questioned them as he was electrocuting them and getting the information he wanted, and after getting the information, these people were put in the 5 cells you see in here.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Which cells were always packed with people who would die of starvation and suffocation. And at times, when he had brought others to torture and the cells were really full, he would throw out the weakened ones down here and kill them with electricity to provide space for the fresh ones he had brought. And after killing these ones, the bodies were thrown on the streets in Kampala as a warning to other people, others given to the crocodiles in River Nile, and others were buried within the palace here in the mass graves. And actually, up to now, there are still very many undiscovered mass graves within the palace. Actually, some people come here and pray, cry, in memory
Or their loved one, eh?
of their loved ones. This one came and told me the old I never forget my husband was killed, people forgot him.
Wow.
That lady lost the husband, killed like that.
This my brother's there.
And then in the last one, from the tree, this material is always cream in color, fresh from the tree. So we use this mallet, then we pound. So on pounding, it will expand 5 times from the normal size. Then we shall steam it. And after steaming, the outcome is this form here. See this? You can touch.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the fabric from the tree.
Wow.
You've never seen this in Uganda?
No.
Surprisingly. So this is something you can be 100% sure that we are from Buganda Kingdom. And whatever you see here is what we do with my friends. We draw art.
Okay,
And
perfect.
these are mostly taken by travelers because they're very easy to carry. And with this, you'll be 100% sure that you're from Buganda Kingdom. Then this is Daniel Mwanga, the one who got confused with the prayer of Father.
Yeah.
Then Daudi Chwa, the one who built the structure in 1922. Then the first president of Uganda, Sir Edward Mutesa II. The father of the current king of Buganda. Yeah. Then Buganda minus the B, you get Uganda. So Uganda got its name from our kingdom, Buganda.
Wow.
Yeah. Then this is the map of our kingdom, Buganda. It's made up of 18 counties. Each county has a chief, and all the chiefs are represent the kingdom, the different chiefdoms in the parliament. And then this is Uganda, that's Buganda. That shows how big it is within Uganda.